Okay, can you see the slide?
Boleh, sir.
Okay, so we continue with the text classification. Last Thursday, we looked into the text classification using decision tree and how we split how do we construct the tree lah. So today we will look into another classifier called kNN Classifier. K stand for the number of cluster or the number of nearest neighbor. And NN stand for nearest neighbor. So we are looking at K number of nearest neighbor, and we look at the label or the class of this K nearest neighbor, and we assign the highest number of class that we get from this kNN to the new document. Okay. So kNN stand for K nearest neighbor. So this is sometimes called lazy classifier because we do not have to train them. The classification is done when we present the new document to the set of data set and we compute the top K nearest neighbor, and we look at the majority class level of this K nearest neighbor, and we assign to the new unseen data. So so they call it lazy because we do not have to model, we do not have to do training. So that's what it meant here. So the classification is performed when we present the new document to the set of data set that we have by computing the distance of K nearest neighbor. So basically we are looking at the K nearest, the K shortest neighbor to this document, and then we use the classes of this neighbor, the majority majority type of classes, and we will set that one to be the class of this document. Okay. So the main issue here is this one. What is K? What is the best value of K? Okay, so for example, like this, we are using 4. So based on this diagram, we have 4 documents that is nearest to the new document that we have. So this is our new document. Okay, so this is our new document. So since majority of them come from this class, so we will assign the class for this to be class B. Okay, so when you pick the K here, one nearest neighbor will give you different class level. 2 nearest neighbor will give you different class level. Okay, so the mathematical formula for the kNN. So we have to pair the document with the class P. So this is your new document. Okay, so this is the class that to be assigned. Okay. So this is the class to be assigned, and this is given the new document. So what we want to do is we want to find all the document that is nearest to this document. So this is the new document that we have. So DT belong to the set of K nearest neighbor. So if you look at this one, so this one, they says that a set of k nearest neighbor of dj. So that means we have k sample that is located nearest to the new document. And then the distance or the similarity function, we can use the cosine function that you have used before. And we have this training set function that will map this class to the new document. Where is your new document here? Okay. And it belongs to the majority of classes that we have here. Okay. So majority of classes that we have here. So this training set function will return 1 if dt belong to this class label. So that means we are looking at the majority class of what we have. Okay. So the classifier assign the new document classes CP with the highest score. The highest score means the majority. The class that have the highest number of label for the nearest neighbor that we have here. Okay. So for example, we have how many documents here? We have 9 documents here. So we have 9 documents. Okay, and we compute the distance from this document to the new document. So let's suppose we have a new document here, and then the distance to this document is 0.56. The distance to the new document is 0.65 for document 62. Okay. So this is the document number and this is the distance. So we are arranging in increasing order, and this is the class label. Okay. So given document 1 and the similarity distance table as shown above, so that means this is your document 1. Okay, if we pick 1 NN means we only take one nearest neighbor, so the class will be A. Okay. So if we pick 2 nearest neighbor, that means we are looking at the 2 nearest neighbor to this document, because we are looking at the distance here. So the class could be A or B. Okay. So if we look at 3, so we have A, B, B. So the majority class will be B. So that's why we have B here. And then if we take 4 nearest neighbor, we have equal number of classes. So A, we have 2, B, we have 2. Okay. And we can decide lah, A or B. So normally we can set the default if the number of classes for each type of the class is the same, we can set A or B lah. So if we have 5 nearest neighbor, so 5 nearest neighbor, we are looking at the five closest one, and still majority is either A or B lah. Okay. So if we're looking at 6, so 6, so majority is A, so we assign A lah. So as you can see, we do not have to train the model. So what do? We compute the distance between the new document with the rest of the document that we have in our set, in our database. Then we can assign the class of the majority class that we have for the kNN. So very simple. And the they call it lazy classifier. Okay. And as you can see from this example, the class label assigned to the new document will be vary depending on what number we use here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so the main issue here is how to choose the best value for k. Okay, and also for this one, we have to compute the distance from the new document to all of the document that we have in our data set. So example, if we have 1,000 documents in our data set, so that means we need to do 1,000 computation to compare the distance. Kan? So linear lah. So big O notation of what? So n refer to the number of data that we have. Okay, but this one will increase depending on the n lah. So if we have 1 million, we have to compare all those 1 million data that we have in our database. And also for this one, how do we solve this? So that means for 1 kNN, so we can test this one. We look at what is the accuracy, and then we look at again 1 kNN, what is the accuracy, 3 kNN, what is the accuracy. So that means in finding the best value of k, we have to try all of this, and we pick the best number of the best accuracy lah. Okay, and that's it. So for the next class, we will continue. This one is a bit complex, so I won't be having 2 sessions. So if 2 sessions nanti kamu pening, so it's better to have 1 session only lah. Okay. Any question? Semua oke kah?